Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold versus Joao Cancelo. Now what I'll be doing is I'll be looking at their stats, attacking, possession, defending, and each attribute I'll be giving them a score, and then at the end tally it up and then see who got the better score and then who had the better season. Okay, first we're going to be looking at the general stats. Now Trent's played 30 matches and Cancelo's played 33 matches this season. Trent's got 2 goals, Cancelo's only got the 1. In terms of assists, now this is where Trent really earns his butter. Trent's got 12 assists this season and Cancelo's got a respectable 7. But here we're looking at the XG, the expected goals. Cancelo has a higher expected goal XG than Trent Alexander-Arnold. Cancelo's got 3.8 and Trent's got 2.4. So XG is quite important, especially in football stats these days. What XG does, it measures the quality of a chance by calculating the likelihood that it will be scored from a particular position on the pitch during a particular phase of play. So even though Trent is seen as more of the attacking person between him and Cancelo, Cancelo actually has a higher XG rating than Trent. And then if you look at XA, which is expected assists, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold is king of that. He's got 10.5 XA and Cancelo's got 4.6, so more than double. Just looking at the first general stats, I'm going to give it to Trent as the winner of that. So yeah, we looked at it before. Trent's got 2 goals, Cancelo's got 1. In terms of shots on goal, Trent's only got 46 and Cancelo's got 74. And shots on target, Trent's got 13, Cancelo's got 23. So even though Trent is seen as the more attacking defender, he's actually got less shots on goal than Cancelo. So Cancelo can get up there. Now let's look at the passes attempted. Now Trent has attempted 2,531 passes with a completion rate of 74%. And Cancelo has attempted 2,982 passes with a completion of 83.9%. So Cancelo attempts more passes and he completes it more. But Cancelo does play in Man City, the tiki-taka style of football under Guardiola. So he's asked to do more passes, and Cancelo almost plays like a midfielder. The amount of times he can just stay in the midfield and become a winger midfielder and start passing around with the central midfielders. If we look at the short passes, Cancelo has attempted 1,014 short passes and Trent has attempted 692. So we talked about before, Cancelo plays in the short passing team, the Man City, so he's required to do more short passes. And then, you know, this is where Mr. Trent Alexander-Arnold is really showing his true worth. If we look at the long passes, Trent has 421 long passes completed and Cancelo has 276. So Trent has nearly doubled that, and that's because the way Liverpool play, the direct style of football, Trent is more of an aggressor, looking for the attacker. Instead of the small, short build-up play, Trent goes for it. So that's a very telling stat that Trent's got way more long passes completed. And then, you know, if we look at the key passes, Trent's made 84 key passes. Key passes meaning passes that led to a shot on goal. And Cancelo's only got 36. So more than double, Trent's made more key passes than Cancelo. And then if we look at the passes over 40 yards made, again, Trent is king at that. 182 passes made compared to 91 by Cancelo. And then we look at the corners, 126 corners by Trent and only 1 by Cancelo. So, yeah. And then if you look at the ground passes, 1,317 ground passes for Trent and 2,065 for Cancelo. So Cancelo's way ahead on the ground, making the passes, the tiki-taka style football. But if we look at the high passes, Trent is ahead. 773 high passes for Trent, 458 for Cancelo. So again, Trent looking for the long switches, looking for the long through balls to Salah, to Mane, switching it to Robertson. And yeah, like, I have to say, passing wise, Trent has to be the winner. Yes, Cancelo makes the short passes, but Trent with the long range passes, the key passes, the passes over 40 yards, he's ahead on all of them. So Trent is currently 2-0 ahead against Cancelo. First we looked at the attacking stuff, goals, assists, and then we looked at the passes. So Trent is won both for me. Okay, now moving on to possession. If we look at the successful dribbles made by these players, Cancelo's done 51 and Trent's only done 22. So Cancelo is ahead. It's not a surprise because Cancelo is known for his quality on the ball. He's basically a winger and midfielder that plays at right back. Many of the Man City players often talk about how Cancelo is one of the best on the ball, even the defenders, they can't believe some of the stuff he does. So I'm not surprised to see he's a way ahead on the successful dribbles made. And then if you look at the attempted dribbles, again, Cancelo is way ahead. He's got 101, Trent's got 38, way ahead. Cancelo dribbles more. And, as a wing back, dribbling is very important. Yes, Trent can cross it and whip it, but Cancelo can get forward, get the ball, do a 1-2, going by the byline, try to get a cross in. And then if we look at players dribbled past, Cancelo 57, Trent's only got 22. Again, Cancelo, this is just great stats to show that, he's basically as good as a winger of how he can play from right back or left back. And then if we look at the carries, Cancelo's way ahead on the carries. Distant carried, Cancelo is almost double. Like wing backs are often have the highest amount of distance carried because they always get the ball from their side and dribble to the attacking third. And it shows Trent does not do it as much as Cancelo. So it's clear Cancelo is much better in terms of the possession style of football, the dribbles, the carries, the touches. Trent is way behind. Cancelo is easily the winner. But what it does highlight is when we looked at the passing, right? Trent, the long range passing, Trent was ahead on that. And then we look at the possession, Cancelo was ahead of that. And that's what makes these two so great, because they are both amazing, and whoever you pick, they suit their team more successfully, right? Cancelo, it suits that Man City possession, keep the ball, small passes, build up play. He's perfect for that. And Trent is perfect for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool of attacking, quick passing, direct passing, build up, getting ahead. So that's what it shows. But possession, I'm going to give it to Cancelo. So it's 2-1. Trent had general stats and attacking stats. I gave that to Trent. And possession, I'm giving that to Cancelo. All right, so next one we're looking at is their defensive qualities. Yes, football is evolving. Football has come a long way where we expect our wing backs to be as good as our wingers. But while we're still in this style of football, yes, wing backs need to be good at attacking, but they are defenders nonetheless. Essentially, they are defenders and their priority should be defending, no matter how good they are attacking. So it matters. And I know Trent gets usually killed for his defensive abilities. He gets knocked down, but let's see how bad is he really compared to Cancelo, who's considered a great defender. Now, if we look at the tackles, Cancelo has 84 tackles compared to Trent's 44. Not good. Cancelo easily embarrasses him on that. But if we look at tackles versus dribblers, again, Cancelo wins that, but Trent's not far behind. 34 made by Cancelo and 23 made by Trent. And then if we look at the pressures, 321 by Cancelo, but Trent's there with 278. And then if we look at blocks made, 43 by Cancelo, 37 by Trent. And then if we look at the interceptions, they're pretty much even. So, and then clearances, 42 by Trent and 52 by Cancelo, not behind. Balls recovered, Cancelo 315, Trent 294. So what this shows is Cancelo is clearly the better defender. He does the better defending. But besides the tackles, Trent's pretty neck and neck, like the interceptions, the clearances, the blocks is pretty close. And if we look at the aerial duels won, okay, Cancelo embarrasses him on that. 43 aerial duels won compared to Trent 17. And aerial duels lost, 21 by Trent, 43 by Cancelo. So Cancelo attempts more aerial interceptions, tackles, and he wins more. But in terms of who the winner on the defensive side is, it's clear it's Cancelo. So at the end, I've run out of attributes to compare them at. It's 2-2. Cancelo won the defensive possession, Trent won the passing and the general attacking stats. It's 2-2. And comparing these stats showed that yes, Trent has the edge over Cancelo in attacking sense, but Cancelo's not far off. And also, Cancelo has the edge over Trent in the defensive side, but Trent isn't too far off from Cancelo. But if I have to pick a winner, I'm going to pick Cancelo this season. I think Cancelo's had the better season, just about. But Trent's only 23, Cancelo's 27, he's more experienced. Cancelo is the all-round better footballer. Trent's great at attacking, but I'm going to give it to Cancelo. He is my winner. He is the best fullback of this season. Both amazing though. Well, that's it for the video. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Comment on what you think. Who's better, Cancelo or Trent? And yeah, thank you for joining. Like the cool blue light.